Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of Building My Watch List. This is for the night of September 17, 2025, and it's getting pretty late, so I'm going to try to keep this one to the point. A couple disclaimers. Number one, not a professional. Number two, not financial advice. We're all just trying to learn together. So I just want to give a few words before I get started. Today was a busy day, a kind of a crazy day, both in the markets and at work for me personally, so I feel like I didn't get enough time to really review things, so this is going to be kind of a first pass for me. It's going to be good for me to just help me get my thoughts in order. But from what I did see, we did have a beginning of the day sell-off, which isn't entirely expected before a big binary event. And then it seemed like most things were able to rally back off of the Fed stuff after a lot of volatility. And so I don't think that the market has really spoken one way or another. I think that that's going to happen in the coming day or two. But one thing I will say is that I do not make predictions. Though if I did have to predict, take this with a grain of salt, but if I did have to predict, I feel like I'm seeing a lot of stocks that are looking ready to really start ripping upwards. Some already have started, but I feel like I'm seeing some that are just on the verge, and they might fail, but I feel like they're going to start going up, and I think it's going to be hard to get into them. I think there's probably going to be some gapping action, which is going to make this a huge pain, but I think now is the time to pull the trigger if we do get that situation. So I'm going to start off this review with Tesla. This is the only one I'm in right now currently, and really we're just kind of sitting in this range, and we did peak over the top of this close here. And this one just held up incredibly well throughout the day. Really didn't make me sweat whatsoever. It did offset some of the negative things that happened today. So this one, just nothing bad you can say about it right now. And NVIDIA, if you want one reason to be bearish about the market, I think this is it. When you have your banner name, the name that's really powering the AI theme, which is in turn powering tech in this market, when you see that gapping down under the 50 for a second time, not terrible stuff happening here, but it's just a little bit out of characteristic for this stock. This was an orderly pullback, this was normal action, but this, it's not looking good. I'm not going to sound the alarm bell 100%, but certainly this doesn't look great. Now that being said, if you're in some AI names that are working, like your A Labs, and some others, that doesn't mean I'm recommending that you sell by any means. No, you should take that name for what it is, and just know that it's going to be a little bit difficult, in my opinion, for the AI theme to work if NVIDIA is cracking on a regular basis. But that being said, if you are in a name that's working, stick with it, because NVIDIA isn't the be-all, say-all of everything. I just think it's going to be more difficult for the market to continue higher if this one doesn't get it together. Then Apple, just some tight action. Palantir, I did get stopped out of Palantir today, unfortunately. Now you can see that I did not end up moving my stop down, which I'm actually happy about. If I had moved my stop down, I would have still gotten stopped out just for a bigger amount. So got stopped out on this one. I don't think I'm going to buy it back just because I'm kind of sick of this stock, but it does look good, honestly. A very nice shakeout day for Palantir. It might be ready to break these highs. I just think there are other things I'm probably going to be more interested in, but I'm not going to count it out 100%. In Alphabet, Google just doing absolutely nothing wrong, a little bit of a rest day. In Broadcom, this one, seeing if it can bounce off this 10-day here. I said I'm not super into playing 10 days off of these huge gaps. This one not incredibly large, so it could pick up on one of these moving averages and start riding. I think it was gapping up after hours, or going higher after hours, I should say. It wasn't really much of a gap, but this one probably not on the top of my list, but it does look very good, and this one certainly could be something that helps to keep the AI theme afloat if NVIDIA wants to struggle. And meta this actually looks quite good. Building a little bit of a base on base, a smaller little handle up here. So this one looks pretty decent. In Oracle, just some more selling occurring after that huge day. If you look at the hourly, you can see that this one is coming into its 50-hour line. So we'll see if this one wants to start making an uptrend and kind of turn upwards, or if it's going to need some more digestion time. Either way, I wouldn't really blame it. In Hood, this one, it did break the highs that I had marked here, but it didn't do it very convincingly. I did try it early in the day, which I knew was ill-advised, so I got out of it pretty much immediately. This one, I kind of wish that I was in it. I did see it gapping up after hours as well. So, I mean, hindsight's 20/20. You had 3 days to buy it here, but there just wasn't any kind of strong action. You were still sitting below this line. So I do think if this one opens up tomorrow above this level and starts working its way up, I think it's going to be hard not to buy it for me personally, just because I'm partial to the very liquid stocks that are performing very well, and this is certainly one of them. It does look like it did find its bounce and it will move higher, but we'll just have to see what the day actually brings. And APP is not doing anything wrong whatsoever. And Open Door, this one seems to be really in and out of my scans. And my scans are really just price time value. Actually, I do have another stipulation for market cap needing to be over 2 billion, which wouldn't be a problem for this one. And I have average volume over 500 million, so maybe that's why this one doesn't consistently show up on my scans, but either way, it's probably not something that I would want to get involved in. And CoreWeave continues to be quite volatile here, trying to stick over the 50. So still some repair in this name to be done. And a Bitcoin theme with MicroStrategy really not showing too well, bouncing off the 20, or rejecting off the 20. And Netflix does reclaim its 50-day line, so that is a step in the right direction. I would say over these highs would be a better spot to buy, though it is a slower stock for sure. And Alibaba, this is just great stuff from this one. I do think that it did look good. It's just personally, I don't love to be in these foreign stocks if I don't have to be, but wouldn't mind being in this one right now, that's for sure. And Micron just resting, not really giving any of this move back yet. That's kind of what you want to see. But these earnings will definitely provide some. No, these earnings are definitely a dangerous spot when you're this extended. They have to deliver, let's say that. And then Coinbase looking a little bit better than MicroStrategy. This one actually doing a little bit of a shakeout, staying out of its short-term averages, looking to break out through this 50 and through the top of this gap down. Relative strength up to a 93, so that's a step in the right direction. Banks continue to be strong. Walmart does fail its breakout, unfortunately. Not a complete disaster here, but that's not what you want to see. And SoFi, I thought it might be a sell the news day for this one, but people bought it right back up. So I guess the sky's the limit with this one. I'm probably not going to buy it at this extended state personally, but it has been a pretty smooth trend there, so good for SoFi. And then Nebius, I personally think this one probably still needs a little more digestion, but this one does seem like it could possibly turn up. And if this one does turn up, I think it will probably blast off. You can see getting so tight right at this level right here. And if it does decide to break through that, I can see this one definitely taking off. So I will be watching this one. Don't think I'm going to buy it just because of the extended state, but this one could certainly turn into a momentum type stock in a hurry. Then Uber, after its little breakout that I had, this one failing, so failing on big volume too, so this one definitely looking like it might be in a little bit of trouble. Maybe a juxtaposition with the Tesla and their robotaxi. And here we have GV. I thought this was a good bounce day yesterday. It did go even lower, but it was another bounce, another shakeout. Buyers did step in. So this one, if you like to buy by the 50, this one actually looks like a really good spot to buy. So you can see there's been a lot of selling in this name, but it hasn't really broken the 50 in a meaningful way. I might actually try to come in on this one, even though it's not at highs. This actually looks very, very good. But we'll have to see what actually ends up happening. And then Reddit, this one was down big today at the beginning of the day, and it was sitting down here, and I was like, you know, this might actually be a good opportunity to get back into this thing. Like, I don't want to buy things when they're acting extremely weak, but this one, I've always felt good. I felt good about this stock for a while, and I'm like, well, you wanted to buy it back here, now you have another opportunity. So I was kind of watching it, seeing maybe if it wanted to turn up. But then somebody came in and pushed this thing up 4% in a minute. So obviously a huge buyer scooping this one up, and I would assume it's probably only going to go higher. But we'll just have to see on it. So, yep, back to extended again. Missed my opportunity on this one. Then circle some more Bitcoin weakness here, or stablecoin weakness, we could say. Yeah, not great there. Snowflake just not really showing any motivation to get back up and start moving in the right direction. So definitely some weakness there. CrowdStrike at a pivotal moment to see if cybersecurity can get back in play. And MasterCard, I guess it's probably a good thing for the financials that rates got cut. You can see this one coming alive in the past couple of days. So we'll see if it can break out into what I would assume are all-time highs. Yes, we're certainly all-time highs there, so that's some exciting news for MasterCard. It's just a little bit slow for me. And then HIMS, I don't mess around with this stock. A-Lab, just complete unmitigated strength. This one looks like it's a lockout. I don't think that this one's going to be viable for me personally. I think this one's probably gone, which really stinks because I was big on this name. I'll always come back to this one. I missed it right here. But, you know, there's going to be other opportunities now and, you know, later, so it's fine. Can't get hung up on one missed opportunity or else you'll just miss more. But I will watch this one. Then Oklo doing another shakeout back to highs. I would not be surprised to see this one start moving up again. You can see in the past it's kind of trailed off after these big moves, but here we see this one holding up. So this one could definitely run quite nicely. Again, for at least another day, I would say. And then Arista just continuing to repair after that travesty. Citigroup, banks are in style right now, certainly. Quantum doing very well as well. I think the speculative plays really do benefit from lower rates. So this one really coming to life, and I'm sure D-Wave and Rigetti and all the rest are probably following suit. But I'm not going to mark that because I'm not a day trader, and I don't want to hold this one overnight. Anywho, PDD, this one breaking out nicely. Yeah, this was kind of a messy base, but this one getting going there. Goldman Sachs, either this one or Citi, you could probably call the leader. I think Citi's a little bit higher in relative strength, but certainly representing the banks well. Caterpillar, I've called this one out as looking good. It was just a little slow for me. It does break out, though, very nicely And if you can just make a run in something and maybe make 20% over a few months, that's fantastic. So I really shouldn't poo-poo these slower stocks, but they're just not what I'm trying to trade right now. I'm trying to get a little bit better at trading the heat. And Warner Bros. Discovery, kind of resting. This one, I think it's getting acquired, so it's a no-go for me. Then GE Aerospace holding up here. Yeah, it looks like it does want to continue higher. We'll see what happens with IBM. Kind of looks like it wants to get shorted, but we'll see. Then Mongo, this one not doing too well. This one kind of hooking over. Yep, I did say that you don't want to rely on these 10-day moving averages too much off of the big earnings gaps. You can see this one not really respecting the 10-day too much. Looks like it will probably need a little bit of basing and digestion before it wants to go higher, if that is indeed what it wants to do. And then Roblox with a nice shakeout here, giving a little more hope to anyone in this name. You can see respecting the 20-day very, very closely. So this one we'll have to see, but it's probably not for me. And then Iron just continuing to be a powerhouse, literally and figuratively. And then Shopify, this one looks like it wants to go higher for sure. The past 3 days it looks like it's wanted to be buyable. I haven't been suckered into this one, but certainly if it starts to move up higher, I think it will be in play. And with what I would consider is a lot of the options starting to come off the board, like your A-Labs taking off and your Oklo's taking off, it might just be good to get into something like this. So I'm definitely going to be watching it as a potential buy. And, well, I shouldn't say that Oklo and A-Lab are off the board, it's just they look pretty extended right now. I would much rather buy into something that's a little more conventional instead of having to buy a pullback. Doesn't mean I won't buy a pullback though, so we'll just have to watch everything that we're interested in. And Rocket Lab I'm not interested in because it's gone completely haywire, very volatile, not something I want to be involved in. And I hope I'm speaking loudly enough tonight. It's just quite late, so I don't really want to be yelling. This one just kind of building a base. Spotify just kind of in the Netflix camp. And then Tempest, this is one of those stocks that I really feel could blast off in a big way. Doesn't mean it's going to. If I knew this was going to work, then I would already be in it. I don't know that it's going to work. But man, if you break these highs, watch out, because this is a beautiful, beautiful base. If you just look at this part, just getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Now it's really coming to a head. I do feel that this one's probably going to end up gapping up, which is going to be super frustrating, but I might have to chase this one up because it just looks so good. Then Rigetti, there it is. So it looks like IonQ is probably the leader of quantum computing, but Rigetti certainly looking very good here. It's just another one that I probably wouldn't trade because it is a very speculative name and I don't like to hold those overnight. But, you know, if this is your thing, then certainly you're doing very well. Then Mara, this is just a chop fest, it's not for me. In Carvana, this one may be responding well to the rate cut. I think it is more of a budget use kind of service. And yeah, I mean, this one, it did get rejected a few times. You can see there's been a lot of selling in the name, but it has zoomed back up to all-time highs, which I don't love, but it's one to keep an eye on. And Workday here, not showing super well. Yep, just kind of in what I would consider to be kind of a stage 1, I guess you could call it. I wouldn't call it a stage 4 decline. I also would not consider this to be, I don't know. I don't really think you can put everything into stages very cleanly. This is just not really something that looks to be doing a whole lot of anything. So not for me. And then DoorDash, just shaking out here, I did say that this one really does not like to, do breakouts cleanly, and that held up quite nicely here. It shook out again, and you would be much better buying this one off a pullback, in my opinion. So I think that's it. Yep, we're back to Tesla. Let's make sure we don't have too many symbols. We've only got 23, so that's a good place to be. I don't think I'm going to have a video tomorrow night, but yeah, I think it's a very important time in the market, and I'll just have to be focusing and watching closely, and I hope you guys are able to do that as well, and I hope we're all able to do well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. So thank you.